would put like BO2 and C tier. Like I don't think it was that hyped up
G
of a
for the
title. I don't
cannabis,
think it was.
green mission switch, A for the actress, B for the bitch, C for the
Welcome
cannabis,
back. This
green
is the
mission
100
switch.
sub special coming from the Ego Chill podcast. I'm your host Reckless, and I'm here with my co-host Dilly. Today we got a tier list for you guys for Call of Duty titles. It's basically a little branch off from what we usually do from podcasts and such. But this time we're just gonna do a Call of Duty title tier list. It's gonna be pretty fun. Hopefully you guys agree with it. If you do, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. But like I said, with subscriptions, we just hit 100 followers. We like to thank you guys for the 100 followers to help us grow. Um, we're trying to also get our Instagram to grow, Twitter to grow, and our TikTok to grow. All of those links are in our bios if you would like to go and check them out. But yeah, this is our thanks to you guys, and hope you guys like the fucking banger.
Yeah, I think we can just kind of get it started off of that. For the tier list, we have pretty much every COD game made, with the exception of the last four. We're not going to really do the last four, mainly because both of us didn't. At least I didn't really play the
I
last
only played
four
Final Star,
games. So
really.
yeah, these are games that I can't really touch on. But everything from Vanguard up, we're gonna do. So I mean, we can just get it started with Modern Warfare 2. Um, in my
Get the
opinion,
fuck up there.
yeah, I think Modern Warfare 2 is an S tier game easily. Overall just a really fun and legendary game. I mean, the pubs were good, everything was good about it. Didn't play comp in this game, but I mean, everything about this game. I mean, the maps were legendary and everything.
Yeah, I think it was just a really iconic game. And actually, I got a little funny story I'd like to uh, talk about, if you don't mind. Actually, my freshman year of high school, this was 4 years ago now. We jailbroke our computers, right? And all of us in our grades had fucking MW2 on our laptops, and we were fucking going around doing sniping contests and shit. And I'm talking like everybody was getting in so much trouble, but we were grinding MW2, and it was so fucking fun. And that game was just so fun to touch back into at like how we did. And I just thought it was so nuts that our whole entire fucking school had the game, and we were just going fucking ham on it, bro. But yeah, MW2, it's just such an iconic ass title, and it's like all of the maps iconic, and it's just we seen what happened when they tried to remake it once. You can't remake that game. It was just fucking, it's just so cool. But yeah, on to Black Ops 4. I didn't really touch into this game a lot.
Yeah, I played it a little
Um,
bit. I played a lot of the zombies more than anything. I thought the zombies were all right. They could have been a little bit better. Um, the No, like for Black Ops 4, I thought Black Ops 4 was kind of a slept on game. A lot of people didn't like it. I personally kind of liked Blackout. I thought Blackout was pretty decent. And
Blackout was decent, yeah.
then like the game in general was pretty good. It was obviously a step down from all the other Black Ops titles, but overall I think Black Ops 4 was a pretty decent game. Watching some parts of competitive, it was an all right game. Like it wasn't like, by all means, I don't think it was an S tier game, but I don't think it's like one of the lower tier games. I'd honestly probably throw it in B, kind of like a B tier
Yeah, I
game.
mean, they kind of paved the path for Warzone and all of that, and I think it was a decent title. But like you said, it's just hard to rank it with former Black Ops titles. You got Black Ops 1, 2, and 3, and then you got to put that one in there. You can't obviously rank them higher than those. But yeah, I would say for my experience in Blackout and how they paved the way for Warzone and all of that to come, for the battle royale standpoint, I would put them as a B just because they were branching out and doing different things. But yeah, for the multiplayer side, I know there were some really good maps in there that they brought in, and I did touch into the game a few times, but I just really never grinded that one. But yeah, I'd say B tier would be good, just for my aspect of the Warzone or Blackout gameplay.
Yeah, the Blackout. I mean, Blackout was fun. I mean, it's. I wish they did a little bit more to it when they first released the game. But like ziplining in Blackout, like with like the harpoon gun type shit, like the zip gun, that shit was cool. Like they had like different cool aspects that Warzone don't have. But overall, I mean, for the game, I mean, the pubs weren't that good. I think go above anything above BO4, like newer games, usually you see a decrease with the pubs like almost every year. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, for Black Ops 4, I'd go with a B tier. And then moving on to Infinite Warfare, I liked this game just because I used to bring it over to my dad's house. Me and my brothers all used to grind it, and it was so easy to sit there and like boost yourself upwards and go for insane trick shots if you're playing on. I believe the highest sense was 14 in this game, and then throw your sense up there and fucking insane. Like you
Yeah, you could just
boost
bounce
yourself all
off
the way
shit.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and super super fun game. The jetpacks were a good idea, and for the most part they were executed well. Um,
I
yeah,
I
when
think Infinite. Yeah.
oh go ahead.
I would say I'd put Infinite somewhere in either B or C, but I thought of Infinite Warfare as it did come after Advanced Warfare, and I think that was the less choppy version of Advanced because Advanced I'd say paved the way for the Blackout or all of the Jetpack titles, obviously, but we saw them come in here, fix everything that was wrong with Advanced, make it better for Infinite, and they had a fire ass campaign. So I really like how they did it and how they went back and worked on it.
Yeah, I mean, it was overall. I think the maps were pretty good. The pubs weren't like terrible. I didn't play comp in this game, so I can't really touch on that. But like other than
Right.
that, like going around the game and like running around, I mean, it was a fun game. I mean, jumping around and killing people was always fun. I always liked jetpack CODs, but I've always liked boots in the ground as well. Um, but as for Infinite, I kind of agree with the BC. Right now, I feel like I want to throw it in C, and then maybe if we go and touch, maybe throw it in B later on.
Yeah, we can always move shit around.
But yeah, for Infinite Warfare, it was still a pretty decent game. Um, now moving on to World War II. Personally, this is one of my least favorite CODs. I did not like this game. I stopped playing it for a while. I played for about a month and then just played for it. Like instantly, I just started playing for it. I did not like this game at all. In my opinion, I'd throw this in D or F. I did not like this game.
Yeah, I would say D, just because the movement was they went from playing fucking jetpack titles to playing this, and they didn't even have sliding in the game. It was fucking dolphin diving and shit. It was awful. It was kind of like playing Black Ops 2 again. But at the time period, like obviously Black Ops 2 is a great game, but at the time period of World War II, after coming off of fucking jetpacks, you felt like a burger. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Exactly.
gunplay was fun, and like the skill, there was a skill gap obviously because there was no sliding. But I don't know. They just really didn't execute that title right. Like I think how they just did it with Vanguard, I think they executed the title a little bit better on what they were thinking.
It's
But
kind of like, like Black Ops 2 had an excuse for having that type of movement with the dolphin diving and everything,
yeah,
and
but it was
it,
old.
it was old. Like, yeah, like they were developing the games. I mean, World War 2 just came out what, a couple years ago. Like this is a new game, especially
Yeah,
after having all
came
that
out right
cool
before Black
movement,
Ops 4.
with BO3. Like BO3 is one of the games that had sliding, jumping, wall running, all that shit coming off a game like BO3 and BO4. You shouldn't have a shit movement game like World War II. And just overall, World War II just didn't blend with me. I didn't really like the gunplay. It just wasn't really too good of a game in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I just did. I really liked the game. I liked what they were thinking about doing, bringing it back to boots on ground and going really old school World War II vibe. I liked that. The campaign was pretty cool too. There was a lot of fucking trench running. I don't get that. Obviously, you're in World War II, but still, that shit was annoying. It was like running through a maze. But yeah, the movement, you would think they would step it up because, like I said, coming from fucking jetpacks and you were flying around and all of that, and now you can't do shit when you're just running doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, just for that point and how the guns play was so weird, I would put that shit so much lower. It could have been a really high ranked game, and it could have actually been really decent because the maps weren't bad. Like you had London docks and all that shit. But yeah, they just didn't execute that game right.
Yeah, as of now, I'd stick it in D. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if any Call of Duty deserves an F tier, being because they're all pretty good, but it's just like I don't. As for now, this is one of my least favorite CODs of like all time. And moving on to MW3, this is a really slept on game. A lot of people like don't give it the respect it deserves. Like a lot of people uh do, but I mean I've seen so many people just like throw this shit in like B or C. Like it doesn't a lot of people don't give it the respect it deserves. Like my first time playing COD uh, was on this account was off this game. Like this. I got my name off this game. This game was so fun. I remember grinding fucking all the shit out of this game. Honestly, so fun. I throw it in A or S. At least A. It's at least an A for me.
I'd say A because it's not as iconic as the other titles, but a really big thing that changed the name of this game and made it so like popular though is you had MW2, which is fucking phenomenal. Then they did the MW2 remastered, which was never played for comp and all of that. It was just a remastered title, which was also really good. But then they also had MW3 come out after that, which they cleared up all of the shit from MW2, made it clean again, and then dropped that title. So I think yeah, like you said, they don't have the rep that I think that game deserves either. But I think it's an amazing title, and I think it's just sitting under the light of its older brother, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's honestly just it's just a well executed game. I mean, for especially for like an older game like that, it's definitely iconic, and definitely up there. Like I'd throw it in S tier. Like I'd be fine throwing it up there, but it's at least A. Yeah, but for Modern Warfare 3, honestly, a sick game. Moving on to MW 2019. Not as much as MW3. Honestly, probably a D tier game in my opinion. Really fun, like memory wise though. Like we made a lot of memories, met a lot of friends on this game, and it's just they. I mean, when you when you add that much maps in from all the other Modern Warfares, like how can you mess it up? But like somehow they still messed it up. Like I feel like the more all these games get remastered, the more they're just gonna mess the name up for those old games.
Yeah, 100%. Like they brought Crash in, Dallas Basketball, and all of that.
Rust and everything.
Yeah. Like you'd think this game would have been phenomenal, but it was just not the title. Like again, it was just not the time for it, and it was like they implemented slide canceling for the first time, and it was clunky. It wasn't super clean. It was just I don't know. It was just a really weird game to play, and like I said, I had fun. I did have fun on this game, no doubt about it. But I think it was just I was so wrapped up in like you said, friendship and shit, and we were all having a good time playing it together, to not see how actual bad it was from like a competitive standpoint. And like slide canceling was so overpowered in this Call of Duty title that it was just like the competitive integrity was just on different levels, and it was just a really weird game to play. But yeah, I wish this game did rate higher because you'd think it would be like a kind of MW2 remastered, just with all of the titles that they brought into it. But they they kind of nuked this game when they brought out Warzone, though, in my opinion, because Warzone shined a light over COD that was so bright it kind of outshined Modern Warfare, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like Warzone's probably the only reason this game had any sort of success. Uh, but there were some things I liked about it. I mean, like gunfight and everything. I mean, it was for the most part, it was an all right game to play. I mean, just the pubs were so bad, and having remastered maps like that, like how can you mess it up? And like this game was so unplayable for the longest time. Uh, yeah, and plus a 5v5 domination as the third competitive mode. It's not it. It's just not it. I'd be happily keeping Modern Warfare 2019 in D tier.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt about it, I would too.
Yeah, so moving on to Black Ops 1. Legendary game. I loved Black Ops 1. I thought the zombies were pretty cool. Everything about Black Ops 1 was good. The maps were good. Um, Obviously, it's an older game, so you don't really have all the mechanics that you do in the newer CODs. But for an older game, definitely A tier. I'd definitely throw BO1 in an A.
Yeah, I'd put Black Ops 1 in A tier. Um, I wouldn't say S just of yet, because obviously the next title after that kind of blows that one off the planet. Not blows it off the planet, but it is a step up from it, kind of like MW3. But it was just a really fun game. Really good zombies, decent maps, good pubs. Um, but yeah, when you have like Black Ops 2 after that, that's when like ranked play finally comes out and all of that. Became like more of a competitive title. But yeah, I think A is a really good spot for that COD.
Yeah, I agree. So moving on from Black Ops, we got Ghosts, which is another one of those slept-on games, kind of like MW3. A lot of people, I've seen so many mixed reviews of people saying, "Oh yeah, the game's all right," and the game is just terrible. A lot of people say the game just sucks. I would disagree. I had a lot of fun off this game. I thought the game was actually pretty fun. I played a lot of pubs in this game. I thought they were pretty good. But from a competitive standpoint, I've seen a lot of people like Scump say that the competitive was one of the best comp that they've played. One of the that this is the best S&D game of all time for all CODs. But then I guess the modes for comp just wasn't it.
Uh
Um,
huh.
and but no, I had a lot of fun off Ghost. In my opinion, I think Ghost is a CB. I would not throw this in D with World War II and everything.
Yeah, I would say around B. I did like this Call of Duty title. I would put this in my top five actually. Like you said, it's a weird title, and a lot of people didn't like it. But I grinded the fuck out of that game. Like I really enjoyed that game, and like they first brought out dogs in that, and like I don't know, I was a shotgun bot there. I used to run shotguns so much in Ghost because I was just a shitter back then. But
Running around
yeah, it
with a
was just a really
Remington
decent
in that
title,
game was insane.
and it was just like the most realistic looking shotgun ever made. It was just so fun.
Yeah, I personally loved Ghost. I mean, a lot of people might disagree with Ghost being in B tier. I mean, it's just really our opinion. I mean, I've had a lot of fun playing this game. I made a lot of memories on this game. I genuinely did like the game. So yeah, we're gonna throw this in B. Moving on from Ghost, I believe Ghost was made after BO2, right? Yeah, Ghost is
Um,
the title
yeah,
right after BO2, so I feel like that's another reason why people were like, "Oh yeah, Ghost sucks," because I mean, it's hard when you're coming off a legendary game like BO2, like it's hard to make a game that's like to top that. Like BO2 is one of the best CODs of all time, and Ghost is coming right off it, so I mean, it's a little hard for the game, but
I
overall, I think
actually,
Ghost is a good game.
I actually would put like BO2 and C tier. Like, I don't think it was that hyped up of a title. I don't think it was that good. I'm trolling. That's the thumbnail. You fucking idiots! Put it in S.
Oh yeah, BO2's fucking legendary. The zombies, like so many, like we've been saying this for a long time that like when Cold War dropped, we were like, oh dude, they should drop Transit because I mean you're another Black Ops title. I mean Black Ops Cold War. I mean why not remaster some fucking maps? You know? I mean they
Right.
remaster fucking Nuketown every time. Why not? Why don't? Where's the zombies love at? Uh,
Yeah, for real. They did bring out a Kinder map or whatever the fuck that was, but who cares about that? Like, they want a Black Ops title to succeed. Bring out a fire ass buried and a fire ass transit, and I guarantee those two fucking maps on Call of Duty Zombies will carry that whole fucking game, 100%.
yeah.
Like fuck multiplayer standings. You are going to have so many 30-year-old fucking men grinding again. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I mean BO2 is such a legendary game. Like me and Sean still play this game every now and then. We actually met a hacker and he let us like fucking. He literally it was on our team and he was like, he has these hacks to where he could pass it off to you for a game and he gives you them like he gives you the ability for like the next 5 minutes and then after the game's over you go back to being normal, which is sick. I mean literally everybody hacks on this game though. It's but for its time, BO2 was so sick. I loved playing zombies, playing Park, Transit. I mean, Farm. It's so iconic. I used to sit there all day and play zombies. One of the best zombie games, easily.
Yeah, 100%. And it's not even zombies that I'm looking at. It's the first title that brought out ranked play or like a ranked play system for Call of Duty League, which is fucking huge. It's iconic. Shout out to Rambo Ray. If you didn't know, Rambo Ray actually helped design the ranked play system for Black Ops 2. Um, but yeah, fire zombies. Like I said, Transit was the best fucking zombies experience ever. Some people like Buried more than others and shit like that and all of these. But I think the Easter eggs and all of that shit that you were able to do in Transit was so fun. Like it was just, I used to fuck that bus driver up. I'm not even gonna lie.
You
But yeah,
need a little revive.
but yeah, it's like you said, it's just such an iconic title. You can't put it under anywhere lower, and it's not even trying to bandwagon. But it's probably my most played game, other than like newer titles now.
Oh yeah. Oh, just grinding this game was so fun. Uh, all right, so yeah, I mean Black Ops 2 is obviously solidified S tier. So moving on to Advanced Warfare. I don't know how to feel about this game. Like I think it's kind of tied with Infinite. I liked both of them kind of equal. I didn't really like think choose a side between the games like, oh yeah, this one blows that one out of the fucking water. Like I like both. Like in my opinion, I'd throw Advanced in C with Infinite. Maybe B. I think Infinite and Advanced are both on the verge of top C, bottom B.
Yeah, it's just advanced. To me, I feel like it deserves to be up one more just because it started the jetpack era, which I thought was a great fucking era of Call of Duty. But seeing games that come later to it, you're obviously not going to be able to compare it. It's just the only thing to me is I think Advanced Warfare was better than Ghosts for the competitor, not competitive standpoint, but for a game standpoint. So it's just weird for me to have it lower than Ghosts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So B tier Advanced.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah,
Because I think it was better than Infinite. At least the campaign was.
I remember sitting there because this was the first Jetpack game, and I remember sitting there and it's thinking, like looking at the trailer when they first released the trailer for the game, and like the just going from all boots on ground to a jetpack, it was like, oh shit, that's fucking crazy. Like they had the exoskeletons in the trailer. It was cool. Like first time hopping on this game, it was something wild, like something cool to uh remember and everything, and um
Yeah,
being a
especially
yeah.
during the Halo grinds and shit like that. Because I used to be really big in Halo. I loved Halo. And when they dropped this game, it was like, holy fuck. It's another title. Like, it's just like Halo, but it's Call of Duty. And it was just so fucking fun to play.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, like I said, I remember waking up to a trailer and I'm like, holy shit, like I can't wait for this game to come out because it's something different, something drastically different.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean for Advanced
Please bring
Warfare,
another jetpack on.
yeah, I mean so for like Advanced Warfare, yeah, I mean I could agree with B. I could throw an Infinite in B as well. Like it was they were both solid games and they were both really fun to play. But moving on from Advanced Warfare, we got Black Ops 3. Uh in my opinion, this is my favorite game of all time. I love Black Ops 3 with a passion. I've this is 100% my most played game. I've like by a far. It blows out all my games out of the water. Maybe not Fortnite, but like Fortnite's prime. You know what I'm saying? But fucking Black Ops 3, I loved this game so much. I bought all the DLC zombie maps, all the DLCs for multiplayer. This game was so fun. And then with the additional mode, you get wall running and everything. The wall, like people used to sit there and grind the fastest time for the wall runs. Um, like the wall run courses, so fun. Honestly, so fun. I grinded this game so much. I remember I used to play the giant. Like every game, every map in this was so good. They brought so many DLCs over from BO2, which is another reason why this game was really legendary because so many people liked BO2 and they executed this game right by bringing a lot of that BO2 over to this game, and then having the jetpacks and being able to slide and everything. Super big.
Yeah, it really paved the way for the mechanics to come along for Call of Duty. But yeah, it was just another fucking title that was just so like it just felt like so rounded out and perfect, and they took their time on it, and it wasn't buggy, and it was just like a really good title. It was it was honestly like Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 2 all came together and made a fucking fire ass game. That's literally how Black Ops 3 felt the whole time. It was just such a good game. Um, like the sniping was really good. I didn't really like the thermal scope sniping though. That's I've never really liked thermal scope sniping, but
Yeah,
yeah, like it was just so fun to play.
I just really think everything about this game was done well. Like I think this zombies blows any other zombies off the map just because of they brought all those DLCs, Dries and Drock, Origins, the Giant, Shadows of Evil, Buried. Like it's such just honestly, it's such a good overall game. Like I could just sit there and play zombies all day. Like I want to buy this game again and just go play it. And then the
Homie, I
jetpacks,
have it.
the the jetpacks were so good. Like I feel like the jetpacks were at a right they were tuned the right way to where it wasn't like infinite and advanced to where it's so like you get more boost with infinite and advanced a little bit with this game and plus the wall running so sick it's just a really executed game uh and then the maps were everything the maps were so good the pubs were good yeah S tier game my favorite COD of all time by far
Correct me
uh
if I'm wrong. Isn't this the standard zombies mode for that? Isn't it where you're stuck in like in a little alleyway
Shadows
and
of
you gotta
War,
open like
yeah.
the gate? Yeah, okay.
Yep,
I wanted to make sure
with the
because
witches crafts and everything. You got to do the witch Easter egg, and then the big ass
yeah,
monster comes at you and shit. That was a really good ass map too. Everything about it, I just really loved this game. I have a love for BO3. Um,
yeah. I never had the money for the other shit, but I used to play the fuck out of that zombies map. I just couldn't remember what title that was, but yeah.
so yeah, moving on from BO3, we got Black Ops Cold War. Other than Vanguard, this was the most recent title coming off of Cold War. I thought Cold War, I really liked Cold War's gunplay. The pubs I didn't really like so much, but Cold War's gunplay I really liked. And I remember going off of Modern Warfare into the beta. Uh, I really liked this game. This game was actually enjoyable to play during the start of the game, I didn't really like the maps. I thought the maps were shit. Towards the middle and the end, I grew to really like the maps. I thought the maps, a majority of the maps, like Garrison, like get that the fuck out of here. Like, come on. And like, but other maps like Checkmate, Moscow. I mean, they were both. All game was pretty good overall.
Yeah, I
Um,
could have used some more maps, but yeah, it was a pretty good title.
yeah, I mean, I thought the control was done it was done all right. It's just the only thing was with control is I noticed with Vanguard as well. It's so hard to get like the
East
a
sides.
lot of control maps. It's
Oh, yeah.
because of those sites and everything. It's hard. But I thought Cold War did a pretty decent job with the competitive. Um, like I said, the gunplay was pretty well. What are your thoughts on Cold War?
Cold War was a really fun game, and whatever the fucking game was that they had for the beta, that beta map was awful. Remember the one with the ship? That was such a bad map. But yeah, the beta was so hard for me to play because it was just coming off of boots on ground Modern Warfare engine shit, and then trying to get into Cold War. Finally got good at the game, but I don't know. It was just Cold War. It's for the past fucking three Call of Duties now. We've been repeating the same thing. Um,
Yeah, Black Ops, Modern Warfare, Black Ops, Modern Warfare, Black Ops, Modern Warfare.
yeah, so it's just like try to get something new in there. But I think what Cold War was really good at was they did a lot of, like different shit for movement. So like they limited slide canceling, but they gave you ledge sliding, which I thought was like the most dope thing. Like I wish ledge sliding was still a thing because it was just such a you could fly around the map and like break people's shit like so hard coming down staircases and stuff. But I really do think that this game would have been better if they brought back a couple OG maps and fixed a little bit more things for the game. And I really wish they brought sliding more into there, like where it was you could actually slide cancel because I really do enjoy slide canceling in Call of Duty titles. But I'd say Cold War in my eyes was C or B tier. I think it was a good COD. The skill based matchmaking was kind of weird for pubs. Like sometimes you'd be facing like sweaty ass people, and sometimes you're facing bots. But
Yeah, I mean, I liked Cold War. I'd probably go with C just because I feel like you can't throw this game on the same level as BO4 Ghost and Advanced. Uh, I think all three of those games are a lot better. I don't think it deserves to be up there just because there was a lot of flaws with this game. Um, I mean, the game was somewhat enjoyable to a certain extent, like playing like prop hunt and everything. Prop hunt's another thing that they did really well with this game. Like I still have it downloaded because I actually want to go back in and play some prop hunt. Prop hunt was really fun. They did really well on that. It's just I just don't think this is a better game than BO4 or Ghost at least. So I'd throw this in C. I mean, we can end up throwing it in B later on, but I don't think it is on that level of those three games or anything above B tier.
Yeah.
So moving on to COD 4, the first Modern Warfare. I didn't play too much of this game. I played it for a little bit. I didn't play it when it first came out. I kind of went back in and played it because I had MW2 in Modern Warfare, so I used to bounce between the two after I started playing MW3. Um, thought this game was all right. I don't have too many memories from it, but as of like an old game, in my eyes, it's probably a C. I don't really see anything again, it's old. It's an older game. I can't really, in my eyes, it's not better than anything above C tier. As all these games are just so much more developed.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing there.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw that in C. And then moving on to our last game, we got our current title, Vanguard. Um, for the start of Vanguard, like playing the beta and everything, I thought it was okay. Like playing the beta was honestly ass. I didn't like the beta at all just because of the maps like Red Star and all these other maps. I think Vanguard's map pool is the worst map pool I've ever seen.
Yeah, and
The worst.
it was the most maps ever dropped on release too.
Yeah, it's so it seems super rushed. It seems like they wanted to half-ass it and just be like, "Hey, you know what? MW19 had good movement. Let's just throw it on there with the Warzone engine. Let's just do that. People will like it, I guess." But no, it's not that good of a game. Competitive wise, I'd say it's a pretty decent game. Other than the maps, it's a pretty decent game. It's really sweaty. I mean, the competitive scene for CDL is really popping right now. It's super close and sweaty, but the the pubs are so unplayable in this game. I mean, they really had to make a ship house fucking variant and bring shipment back to for people to want to play pubs, and it's really the only thing. I mean, I don't like this game. The maps are just terrible. Um, I just don't. It's a super rushed game. The past two games, Cold War and Vanguard, I feel like we're just super rushed. And again, going into the next year after this upcoming COD, after that they're going to be taking 2 years to make a COD, which, in my opinion, I think it's a good idea, just considering on how not developed these past 2 to 3 games are.
Yeah, I kind of want to counteract that one just a little bit because I do enjoy Vanguard. Don't get me wrong, and the part that I enjoy is not so much of how the game started; it's how much they've improved it so far. Because I feel like this COD title, there was a lot wrong, but the amount that they have tried to fix, like, shows a lot to me. Because I really do like the gunplay in this game. I think it's clean. I think the movement feels a lot cleaner than MW because you have FOV in this game, of course. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just really do like the game. It plays really well, but like you said, too
The
many problems off
maps.
the start and just not enough maps. Yeah, and it was just like
I
it
mean,
was
like
like
two control maps is absurd. I mean,
yeah, it's like glass half empty.
they haven't like added any DLCs. Like I'd love them to just like add some DLCs, add
Yeah,
some
like throw us a
remastered
London docks or
maps.
something just for some control.
Right, and like with Cold War, I mean, obviously it's a little easier for Cold War because they have all the Black Ops maps that they can do like standoff and everything. They can add all these maps. Like I understand that, and like they kind of only have to work with World War II, which by all means is not a good game. Um, so I understand that, but I mean, I don't know. Like the gunplay is really good. The competitive scene is really good. It's just the maps. The maps is what does it for me. They just don't have enough good maps. In my eyes, the only good map on this game is Tuscan.
Yeah, Tuscan's. I would say it's carrying the competitive scene. Like, don't get me wrong, Bocage is a garbage map, but it is so fun to get like really jiggy with it. Like when you're playing sub on Bocage, you can either make or break your entire series, but it's so fun. But yeah, I just think like you could get really cracked in this title. It's fun. I wouldn't put it above anything, but I would put it above MW
Yeah,
19 in my opinion.
I'm kind of in a tough spot here. I don't want to. So I feel like I'd throw it above COD 4. It's definitely above World War II. It's definitely a way better game than World War II. It's a better game than Modern Warfare, aside the maps. The Modern Warfare and Vanguard are kind of like two swapped games. Like Modern Warfare had the maps, the gunplay was meh. Vanguard has really good gunplay. The maps are terrible. It's just they're like flip-flopped games. I definitely say Vanguard's. I don't want to say like a better game because I feel like Modern Warfare was at least more developed and it was more fully set than Vanguard is. But like you said, Vanguard's going in there, they're making changes.
Yeah, and we
They're
also have a
listening to the
ranked system
community.
too.
Yeah, they're
Like
listening to the community and
MW19 didn't
everything.
have a rank system.
Yeah, I mean, I like that they're actually going to listen to the community. Vanguard now on Warzone, they switched over to the Vanguard engine, brought Caldera to the mix. Um, I just don't because I'm definitely I feel like I cannot put Vanguard over Cold War just yet. I mean the game's still we're not even in the halfway mark of the game. I don't think it's better than Cold War just yet. The only question is it better than COD 4? I would say so. I think it's right under Cold War in C tier.
Yeah, I'd say so too. This game still does have a lot of time to prove itself, and I think it will. I think it'll actually end up being like a B tier Call of Duty at the end of this shit tunnel. Hopefully, when they get a couple maps in during this mid season, I think it can really shape itself out. Because like we saw in Cold War didn't have a lot of maps either, and then they brought in like APOC, and I think they brought in another map too. But yeah, if they could get just two more maps in there that are playable for two different modes, like hardpoint and control, I
Yeah.
think that game would be. I think it would just sharpen this game out like way cleaner because we got the ranked play system, which is really good. I like the ranked play system. Obviously, there's been a couple bugs in it and some things that need to be fixed. Gunplay's smooth. You could get twisted. You could play slow. It's just a really good title. Pubs could be fixed a little bit, but yeah. For right now, I would unfortunately have to put it behind Cold War, but yeah. I think that's pretty much what I would say too for that.
Yeah, I mean, we can go through this list if you want. Do you want to put these in order or just kind of move up and down?
Up and down.
Up and down.
I mean, we could do order.
All right, I'm gonna start out with D tier. Question: which is a better game, Modern Warfare
MW19 is
2019?
better than World War II, 100%.
I agree, especially with the memories. I mean, this game was fun to play. Like we were saying, it was fun to play. Like sit there at night and hop on pubs, shit talk the living shit out of people.
Michael Myers was fun on
Yeah,
that
Michael
game.
Myers, snipe tournaments, gunfight. It was fun. It's just what the game just wasn't executed right. As for C tier, I think C tier is perfect the way it is. I really wouldn't move anything around C tier.
Right.
B tier, I don't know if I want to put Ghosts over BO4. I'd
I
leave
would
that
say
up to
so.
you. Ghosts over
I would
BO4.
say Ghosts over Black Ops 4. Like, a lot of people are probably going to crucify our list for even having Ghosts up there. But these are people who listen to other people. I'm doing this based off of what I feel. Like, this game was really good. It had really good maps. It started with 14 maps off start, I'm pretty sure. Um, we touched into a really good ranked play area. It was it was just so hard to play because of its time period though, like right after Black Ops 2 and all of that. Like people did not give that game the credit that it needs. But I do think it's better than Black Ops 4 just because of like I don't know, Black Ops 4 it just felt like they were copying so much shit over and over again.
Yeah. It just wasn't enough from Black Ops 4. In my opinion, like I said, I think Ghost is a legendary game. I've always loved this game, and where people just like bash it, oh, Ghost is bottom three. I genuinely just do not agree with people who just sit there and bash Ghost. I genuinely enjoyed this game. So for B tier, I think that'll be it. I think A tier is perfect the way it is. I don't see Black Ops 1 being better than MW3. Um,
No.
yeah, I had a little bit more fun on MW3 than I did on Black Ops 1. Uh, A tier or S tier, I'd move Black Ops 3 to number one. That's just me. I want to get your opinion. In my opinion, I'd just switch Black Ops 3 to number one, keep MW2 at two, and BO2 at three.
I don't know, it's just super hard. I feel like we should just keep it in the list though because it's just like goated. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like
Yeah. So, but the only reason I say BO3 is I've said this a lot, and I genuinely think BO3 is the most is a game that you can just go and play and still be good
yeah,
at.
and you can still yes.
Like you can't go there. You can't tell me you can go and play BO2 and be like like insane. Like BO3 is one of those games to where it's you could tell it's older, but you could tell that it's still got that modern type like today's day type game. Like you could play that game and I feel like be insane at BO3,
Yeah.
and then just everything about it. But I mean, I'll leave it. In my opinion, I'd throw BO3 at number one. It's just my favorite COD, and MW2 at number two for me, and BO2 at three for me. All three games, I like them all. I like BO2 and MW2 equal, but Black Ops 3 just got a special place for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, as for the tier list, I think that'll be it. I think we got everything. I think all of our tiers are set the right way we want them to be set. Obviously, obviously, a lot of people are going to have different opinions. I'd like to have you guys drop whatever you guys disagree or agree with in the comments. Um, yeah, I mean everybody's gonna have a different take on what COD they like. There's gonna be a lot of disagreeing. There's gonna be a lot of agreeing. But this is just our list. This is what we grew up on, what we liked, and uh, yeah.
And we really don't give a fuck. No, I'm just wrong. I'm just wrong. But yeah, like you said, it's the 100 sub special. If you guys did like it, make sure you follow, show a like, send it to a friend, send it to your mama because she's so fine, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's gonna be peace and love, and we out this motherfucker.
Yes, sir.